Hey, this is Altus here in Math 7. Some extra problems you did in class today with the steps to solve. This is solving two-step equation with distributive property. And so most of this you probably did in class, but I'm guessing there's probably about half that you did not do in class. So let's see how this works for you. Alright, so it says use distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. That's the first step they want you to do. Locate the variable, and then undo addition and subtraction to remove the constant term. Then undo the multiplication division to remove the coefficient, and then check your solution. So here we go. So first of all, we're going to multiply this out. We're going to use distributive property. So 2 times a is 2a. 2 times 3 is 6, so we can do plus 6 equals negative 12. Now from here, we're going to undo the addition and subtraction. Okay, keep the variable by itself. So we'll do so minus 6 minus 6. So we have 2a equals, the signs are the same, so add those up, find the sum. 12 plus 6 is 18, keep the sign the same. We'll divide both sides by 2, so we're left with a equals negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. So there's our first one. Moving to the next one. We have 3 times p is 3p. I'm going to zoom in here so I can write a little bit smaller, okay? Let's zoom in some more. Is 3p, and then 3 times 2 is going to be 6, and that equals 18. We're going to subtract 6 from both sides, goes away, so 3p equals 18 minus 6 is 12. Now we're going to divide both sides by 3 to get the p by itself, and p equals 12 divided by 3, which is 4. Here we're going to multiply 4 times 2r. Well, 4 times 2 is 8, and the r just stays an r. And then we have 4 times 8, which is 32. We're going to set that equal to 88. Next thing, we'll subtract 32 from both sides. 8 minus 2 is 6. 8 minus 3 is 5. So 8r equals 56. Divide both sides by 8. And we think, okay, 56 divided by 8 is what? 7. R equals 7. The next one. We have 2 times 3a is 6a, plus 2 times 2 is 4, equals negative 8. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. That goes away. 6a then equals, the signs the same, so we find the sum and keep the sign the same. 8 plus 4 is 12. Divide both sides by 6. And a equals 12 divided by 6 is 2, and keep the negative there. Next one, distribute here. So we have a 4 equals 4 times k is 4k, and 4 times 3 is 12. So now we'll subtract 12, goes away, equals 4k. Signs are different, so I find the difference. 12 minus 4 is 8, and which one has the greater absolute value? The negative. Keep it negative. Divide both sides by 4, and k equals 8 divided by 4 is 2, and I have a negative 2. Our next one, we have 5 equals 5 times y is 5y. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. I'll now add 10 to both sides. Goes away. 15 equals 5y. Divide both sides by 5. And y equals 15 divided by 5 is 3. Moving down. This is a great one. Yeah, think about having a negative, maybe just think about a negative 1 in front of that. Okay, so negative 1 times 3x is negative 3k, and negative 1 times negative 12 is a positive 12. That's the place, if any place you're going to make a mistake, it's probably right there, forgetting about that negative 1. Now we subtract 12, it goes away. 3k equals 48 minus 12 is 36. Divide both sides by 3, and k equals 12. This one has a negative 2 already there, so it's easier to see. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is a positive 6, equals 30. We subtract 6 from both sides, so negative 2x equals 30 minus 6 is 24. We divide both sides by negative 2, leaving us with x equals 24 divided by 2 is 2. Positive divided by negative is a 2. It's 12, negative 12. Another great one, now we're doing some fractions, which is fantastic. This is used for people stress out. I don't like fractions. Fractions are great. Okay, here we have half times x minus 6. So we distribute. That's what they want you to do here. So we would do 1/2 x, and 1/2 times negative 6 is going to be, you could write it like this if you choose to, but it's going to be 6 over 2 equals 11. Now 6 over 2 is actually reduced down to 3. So I have 1/2 x minus 3 equals 11. I'll add 3 to both sides, so that 1/2 x equals 14. And to get the x by itself, I'll multiply both sides by 2, because that will reduce those, and I end up with x equals 28. Okay? Now, there is a different way of doing this one, and all these here, which you may not have seen today, it does come up in the book, but you don't always use your book. Handy. So what you could do is you could eliminate the half first of all by multiplying both sides by 2 right away. Look at this. If I did 1/2 x minus 6 equals 11, if I multiply both sides by 2 right at the start, this goes away, and I'm left with x minus 6 equals 11 times 2 is 22. Now I add 6 to both sides, and x equals 28. Did we get the same solution? Yeah, we did. Did I have to distribute? No, I did not. So sometimes if you have a fraction you can work with there that seems to make sense with the problem, you might be able to do that and be a little bit faster at solving it and getting a solution. Okay, so this one here, 2/3. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. Ready? I'm going to do 2/3. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 over 2. Oh no, that's not what the directions say. I know. So this is canceled, it goes away. On this side I'm left with 6x minus 9 equals this. Now let's do some reducing. Does 2 go into 34? Sure it does. It's an even number. So it goes in there 17 times. Now over here I have 17 times 3. I don't know what that is, so I'll find out. So 2, 3, 51, and it's negative, so we have negative 51. Now the fraction's gone. It wasn't that bad. So here I'm going to add 9 to both sides, add 9 to both sides, and we have 6x equals, and 6x is going to equal, these signs are different, so I find the difference. 51 minus 9 is 42, but keep the sign, so negative 42. Divide both sides by 6, so that x equals negative 7. Again, you could distribute first, not a problem at all. If you distribute first, you'd have 2/3 times x, and the 3 and the x reduced to a 4, so you're left with 4x there. And then you have 2/3 times 9, negative 9, the 3 and the 9 reduced to a negative 3, so 2 times 3 is negative 6. And then you have that equal to negative 34. You add 6 to both sides. You have 4x equals, in this case here, negative 28. Divide both sides by 4, and x equals negative 7. So that way works as well. Alright, the next one, I'll go ahead and do distributive property just for fun. So the 4 goes into 4 one time, the 4 goes into 8 2 times, ignore the 4, 3 times 1x is 3x, 3 times 2 is 6, that equals negative 12. Subtract 6 from both sides, 3x then equals, signs the same, find the sum, keep the sign the same, negative 18, divide both sides by 3, and x equals negative 6. Now last one, 3 goes into 9, 3 times, 3 goes into 36, 12 times. So 3 is gone, 1 times 3c is 3c, 1 times negative 12 is negative 12, equals negative 9. Add 12 to both sides, goes away, 3c equals, signs are different, find the difference. What's 12 minus 9? 3. Which one has a greater absolute value? The positive. So we divide now both sides by 3, and c equals 1. Okay, so that's it for your worksheet. That went your lesson today for Alta Sierra two-step equations with distributed property. Have a great day.